The bottom line is Jimmy Butler's the best player on the floor. And Boston has all these draft picks. They have like 5 this year, 7 in the next couple of years. But Boston has one good player. I mean, one really high-end player is Isaiah Thomas. And Isaiah Thomas is 5'9", and he's going to be 29 next year. And then they have a bunch of C players and a B guy in Al Horford. And I said this about Silicon Valley. You got to be very careful. In Silicon Valley, you can get rich quick and gobbled up quickly. You know, MySpace for 2 years runs the world. Hour later, Facebook arrives, it's over. That's the way Silicon Valley and the NBA work. You can be really, really, really good, but it doesn't last long. The big 3 in Boston won a title. The big 3 in Miami won 2 titles, and really, without one Ray Allen shot, 4 years, 1 title. You know, they don't last long. And so Boston now is getting sneaky old. Al Horford's going to be 30. He's their second best player. And then next year, Isaiah Thomas is going to be 29 years old. And Avery Bradley's a free agent, and he's worth some money, but not the money he's going to demand. He wants more lettuce. So you start looking around, and you're like, where's the big leap? The big leap is getting a Jimmy Butler, and I'd give up 5 picks. I'd give up 5 picks for a Jimmy Butler. Never forget what the Lakers gave up to get Pau Gasol. They gave up 2 first-round picks, Marc Gasol, who's an all-star, and 3 players. And the Lakers won the trade because they got Pau, one guy with Kobe at 29 years old, and won 2 titles. Quality in the NBA always beats quantity. Always. Look what the Lakers got for Shaq. Doesn't matter if you get first-round picks. After about the 9th pick in NBA history, especially now, if you go after the 9th pick now in the NBA draft for one-and-done players only, they go to the D-League. If you're the 11th pick in the NBA draft and you played 1 year of college basketball, you're going to the D-League. Minnesota's got 2 star young players. You could argue the 2 best young players in the league are Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. Minnesota's got both of them and can't sniff the playoffs. So you're worried about draft picks? Guys are coming out of college now. They're 18 years old. They're babies. They're not ready to carry a franchise. They're not even close to carrying a franchise. The guys who win in this league are 29, 30, 31. LeBron's 32. How old's Curry? How old's Durant? Kawhi Leonard went to 2 years of college. Now he's in his 6th NBA year. You're not winning in this league with 20, 21, 22, 23, 24-year-old guys. So these draft picks crack me up. Again, I grew up in a world where if you got Tim Duncan or Patrick Ewing, they'd been in college for 3 or 4 years. They came into the NBA with a fully developed man game, and their bodies were developed. And Patrick Ewing and Alonzo Mourning had been around the man, John Thompson. They were emotionally ready. They were physically ready. Their game was refined. You're getting point guards now from Washington that won 9 games in college, couldn't even make the NIT. You think they're walking into the Western Conference and making a dent? Devin Booker's unbelievable for the Phoenix Suns. They have half of John Calipari's recruits in the last 5 years, and they're atrocious. So you can have all these draft picks in Boston. You are miles from winning the championship. Miles. Now, a lot of people can say, well, because of the tragic story with Isaiah Thomas's sister passing away, that the team wasn't emotionally ready. But be careful about that, because in my lifetime, tragedy often unites a family. It doesn't tear it apart. I think the closest this country has ever been as an adult was the day after 9/11. When George Bush, with the firemen and he had like the bullhorn, put his arm around the firemen. Like, that's the closest America has been. We weren't Republicans. We weren't Democrats. We were Americans. We were all on the same team. Now, 5 days later, we went back to hating each other and being divided. But that tragedy in America was a unique picture of what tragedy does. It really brought us together. And in my lifetime of sports, I've seen some of the greatest moments follow great chaos, trouble, controversy, sadness. So I don't think Boston played better or worse. The game was real simple to me. The best player on the floor was Jimmy Butler, and Chicago really cleaned up on the glass. Chicago did a really good job rebounding, and Boston's Not a terribly big team to begin with, and Chicago out-hustled them, outworked them, and Jimmy Butler's fantastic.
You could tell that Isaiah Thomas, I think, was affected by it almost in a positive way. He was on his game. It was the rest of the players that couldn't really pick it up for him. And the game itself was really ugly. There were lots and lots of turnovers.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Butler figured it out in the second half.